Good morning. I'm Martin Tyner with the Southwest Wildlife Foundation, and this is Scout, my golden eagle. And Scout and I are actually sitting out here in front of our brand new building that's our triage center for our wildlife rescue that has been donated to us, and we're very, very grateful for that. And I've been asked by several people to tell the story about when I got hurt by an eagle. And I'll be honest with you, I get bit and clawed almost daily.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. You got a piece of me that time. That's good. That's good, sweetie. That's so very good. I heard that one. That would have broken bone if you'd caught me with that one. Yes, it would have. That was a good bite. I like that.
Get that? Okay. This is actually just little cuts. These birds' talons are absolute razor blades. And anytime they touch skin, I get these little cuts and scratches. These, I don't even notice them. I've been handling these guys for so long that I don't notice that until I actually see the blood. Have a big white band on their tail. The bald eagle's the tail. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. So that's normal. But there was one incident when I was the curator of birds of prey at Busch Gardens in California that kind of stands out. And I had a golden eagle at the park, just like this one, just like Scout. And the golden eagle was an eagle that we use for our educational programs and school programs and so on. And the eagle and I were very, very good friends, just like Scout and I are very, very dear friends. And one thing that you need to understand about eagles is, they kill with their feet. And what we've got right here, and I know it's a little hard for you guys to see, but we've got those talons that you can see right here. Let's get it comfy so I can show them your feet. These talons, literally 600 pounds per square inch of crushing power in those feet. He can certainly drive those talons through my glove and crush the bones of my hand. And so we have to be very careful with those feet. Now, the eagle that I had at the park, like I said, we were very good friends, and one of the things that we have to do on a regular basis, we have a kind of a leather anklet and leather straps. These are called jessies, and this is so that I can hang on to the eagle, so that the eagle is controlled, so that we don't end up with an eagle, flying off and landing in somebody's lap. And so we have these leather straps, and I was changing the leather straps. You take the leather strap and you kind of unlace them here, you take them off, and you put nice, fresh, soft leather ones back on. So that they're durable and won't break, and you can handle the bird properly that way. So one day I went in and picked up the eagle at Busch Gardens, and he was I put him on a perch, and I knelt down right in front of him to take the old leather jessies and anklets off and put fresh ones on. And in the process of doing that, my eagle basically raised his right foot. And he was just kind of looking at me, and he was being kind of silly and kind of teasing and just being a little bit ridiculous. And as he had his right foot up, as I was putting the jessie on the left foot, my eagle reached out with his right foot and he grabbed my right hand. And he put all 4 talons from his right foot all the way through my hand. Fortunately, again, he was just playing. He wasn't trying to hurt me. But I had four talons, and these are very big and very long and very sharp, all the way through the hand. And then he let me go, and I was bleeding horribly, just blood everywhere. And so I took my shirt off so that I could wrap my hand in my shirt, and I walked over to the nurse's station at the park. Now you have to understand, this is not a normal nurse. This is kind of a college kid in nursing school, really very little experience at all. And I came walking in, and blood is dripping behind me, and the gal over there about passed out. And I thought, well, she's not going to be much help. So I decided I have to drive myself to the emergency room. So I got in my car and I drove to the hospital and walked into the emergency room, again dripping blood behind me. And the nurse takes me in, sets me down. The doctor comes in and he unwraps my hand from my shirt, and he says, "You have 4 holes in your hand." And I says, "Yes, I know that." And they were just just holes. You know, they weren't tears or anything. There was nothing they could stitch. It was just holes all the way through my hand. And the worst part, guys, the most pain that I think I've ever felt is they have these kind of wooden antiseptic sticks. They're a wooden stick about 6-8 inches long with some antiseptic on the end of it. And he takes that stick and he starts shoving it all the way through the holes in my hand. And horrible pain as he was just rubbing it in and out of those holes. And then once he got the thing cleaned out and he packed it full of sulfur drugs and gave me some antibiotics and sent me on my way. And with my right hand swelled. And my right hand swelled from infection all the way to my shoulder. And I went back to the doctor, and the doctor was talking about having to amputate my right arm because of the infection that was growing in my right arm from the talons. There is nothing more infectious than the talons on these birds. Like I said, they crush their prey. The talons go into the bowels of animals that they kill, and so the bacterial infection is very high. And then when they puncture all the way through your hand, you've got that bad bacteria all the way through your body. So anyway, he tried all sorts of antibiotics. We got the infection under control, and they saved my right arm, obviously. But that really taught me a lesson when you're working with these wild animals. And the lesson basically is I do not use antibiotics. And the reason I don't use antibiotics is because the antibiotics that the doctors will give you will kill not only the bad bacteria that you want killed, but it'll kill the good bacteria that actually protects you from infection. And so I haven't used antibiotics in over 40 years. And even when I've had surgery on my shoulder and different things, I've not used antibiotics. And the doctors get all nervous about that. But the nice thing is I can get grabbed by an eagle now, and my body has built up a resistance to the bacteria that these guys' feet are infected with. And so I can get grabbed by an eagle, and cuts and scratches, they won't even turn red. I get no infection whatsoever because I have built up basically an immunity to those kinds of bacterias. And so my body defends me. And if I were to use antibiotics, it would kill that defense bacteria. And so that's kind of one of the silly things that I've had to do working with these wild critters. And Scout here is like I said, a very dear friend. For those that are watching this video, you might see he looks a little scroungy right now because he's right dead in the middle of his molt. He's dropping old feathers and growing new feathers. And as beautiful as he is, as beautiful as you are, big guy, you're looking pretty scroungy, but that's okay. It's the time of year that we do this. And so we have some fun. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that we thanked everybody for our little fundraiser to build this rehab shed. We're very grateful for it. It's going to help us a ton take care of the injured wildlife, and we'll show you this a little bit more. But unfortunately I disturbed Scout from his breakfast this morning. I put food out for him, and then we had to grab him here before it got warm. And so he wants to go back and finish his breakfast. And so we'll continue this a little bit later. And thanks, guys. You ready to go back to have your breakfast, big guy? Are you? Yes, you are. This is my book. This is called Healer of Angels, and I need to get them ready for a program, because when I do my wildlife programs, I take copies of my book and we sell them as a fundraiser for our wildlife rescue center, and so it helps us raise money to feed the animals. So if you ever like animal stories, this is 40 years of wildlife rescue stories and the wisdom of grandparents. And my wife and I, we autograph each and every one of them, but what's even more important than me autographing the books is that you get my eagle's autograph as well. This is a rubber stamp of my eagle. His name is Scout. This is his footprint. And what we did is we took the put a little food color on the bottom of his foot, let him walk around on a big piece of paper, chose the very, very best footprint from that, and we had a rubber stamp made of it. We stamp each and every book with Scout's footprint when you buy them directly through our Wildlife Rescue Center. And so that's what it looks like. That's Scout's footprint. And then I autograph the book and my wife autographs the book. If you buy the book directly through our Wildlife Rescue Center website, all of the profits from the sale of the book go to help feed sick, injured, and orphaned wildlife, and that's the only way that you get the autographed copy. So that's kind of an incentive for people to help us and buy the book, and and there's a lot of fun stories in the book. There's stories in the book about the first elephant I trained. There's stories in the book about working with big cats. There's stories in the book about vulture vomit. And so it's a very fun read for the family, and the profits, like I said, really help us feed the sick, injured, and orphaned wildlife that we care for. And as always, every little bit of support helps us. And so please just forgot.
Finally, Mr. Perfect has a
I'm a long way from perfect. Like, subscribe, and what's the other one?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Okay.
You'll know.
No, like, share, and subscribe. I'll try.